All right, let's go over the trip here. I'll give you the overview. Started in Bozeman and went to Billings. Dropped off a few amps, lightened my load. Continued on, getting decent mileage to Sheridan. I'd done all this work on the car and thought, I finally got it running good again. It's getting 28 and something loaded, so that's all right. Then went from Sheridan after seeing Mick and his family there. I'll insert a video of that probably at this point, right now. And then went down to Cheyenne. I got gas, and it was running horrible coming into Cheyenne. It acted like I was running out of gas, and I went, oh no, not again. It doesn't seem like it's low enough to be running out of gas. What's going on? I'd already had all these problems before I left. Didn't get it fixed yet. Okay. So anyway, that ran okay into Denver, but it got horrible mileage. It got like 20 miles a gallon on that leg of the trip. It ate way more gas than it should have. And I tested a few things there and thought I had it corrected. Put in a what was that? Idle valve, because it was idling rough too, and I thought, well, I sprayed that and cleaned it. Anyway, it's a long story. I don't know. But it turned out it was a bad ground, and it made me think that it started dying in the middle of the street in busy. I barely got out of the street in Denver there, and it cooled down, started, so I went, oh no, it's probably the ignition module again. I just replaced that. And I didn't need to, because it was a bad coil, and that it was only misfiring on the two of them, and the other two were fine. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and put the old one back in when I finally discovered it had missing spark when it was dying. It didn't help. It died again on me, and I had different mechanics toss it around, and nobody knew. But, you know, those cars have been known to have bad grounds. I said, okay, yeah, I'll watch and see if we can get a sensor reading. When I get a sensor reading, and sure enough, finally gave me an engine light, and gave me like 4 sensors bad, and I'm like, well, okay, it's bad ground, or it's power supply. Swapped the computer board, and it wasn't that. So I fixed all the grounds, and then it immediately gave me a sensor light after that. The brand new map sensor failed right at that point. It was brand new in Bozeman. I had just put it in. Getting that was a pain from O'Reilly's. Thank you, you confused man in the store that claims I'm not Checker, I'm O'Reilly, or was it vice versa, and he's got Checker O'Reilly on his shirt? Oh, anyway, couldn't he have just said, oh, the store you want is down the street a few blocks? No, no, no. You'll see the Switchfoot concert, and did that there, and Brandon, the guy who arranged it, was in his basement, helped him do some of the stuff there, and met all those guys. Cool, bunch of people Brett was working with there. And Brett, hey, hope you're doing well, Brett, wherever you are. Topeka, I made it to Topeka with a pinched nerve in my neck. Chiropractor I went to in Hayes, that's where it was. And I tried to get some help there, and I was just in misery all the way to Missouri. We got into Missouri and went down before St. Louis through the woods there and kind of kicked back a little bit, and then got down to DeSoto and went to my friend's place there and hung out with him for a few days. We did some open mics and things too. You'll see some videos of that. Battery fail, battery fail. Those batteries are going in the trash. I can't charge them anymore. Rayovac, not good, not good. Watch the color change here. Love this stuff. That's a really neat color change there. Optical active. And you can actually drink it. No, it's an amino mix, and if it hadn't been for this stuff, I mean, I've driven in that car so many times where I got it in 2000, and every time I drive it over a few hundred miles, my knees get sore. It rolls the left knee a little bit, and it just makes it really uncomfortable if I don't hold them up more at an angle. And my knees were so sore I couldn't do that. I'd hold it at a 90, and it would just get excruciatingly painful. I'd have to stretch it and pull it. But within a couple months of being on this stuff, that went away, and I didn't have any knee pain this trip. Hardly. I mean, just, you know, typical stuff if I banged into something or whatever. But normal knee pain wasn't there anymore. I mean, what became normal for me. Oh, no, actually it tastes really good. It's kind of a sports drink kind of thing. And it has two aminos, L-arginine and L-citrulline, I think you pronounce them. And they kind of combine together to make the L-arginine's effect go out for 36 hours in the body, and instead of a few seconds, the digestive system kills L-arginine pretty fast. Very good. Now, I left off when the battery blew up in St. Louis. Need a pointer. Oh, okay, there we go. Pointer. Ah, yeah. No class. Okay, now here's yeah, DeSoto's right down here, and I went on through from there. Well, I was going to say, yeah, we played at this homeless camp too when we went up there, and really neat group of people there. Met some bird sisters, and we just didn't want to do video there, or I didn't want to do video because I just always feel like people feel like, you know, you're looking at them like they're a spectacle or something, and that when they're having difficulty financially, because so many people judge people by whether they're doing well financially or not. So I didn't want to bring videos in there. I just wanted to talk to people. And so anyway, we videoed our way into it, but that is it. And then went down from there when I could drive again, when my neck was feeling up to it, to Nashville. Saw a pastor friend of mine, and didn't stay in Nashville very long. It was kind of like late in the day anyway, and everything was closing, so I mean, music stores and stuff I figured would be closed, and I didn't bother going in there. But anyway, Knoxville, worked on a keyboard for this guy there, and stayed there that night. And that was Jason. Hey Jason, wherever you are. And went up to Kingsport and saw Michael Johnson. Hey Michael, wherever you are. And his wife. Hey wife, wherever you are. Oh yeah, what's her name? To think, I've met so many new people on this trip. Bonnie. Yeah. And yeah, great brothers. And went up to see my friend in West Virginia. Went through Virginia here. Saw that the footage. I wish I could see all the trees sheared off that I saw before I got the camera on. It was wild. They got a tornado through an area there that just shredded everything. And went on up to see Anthony, my friend there, and his wife, and his sister. Went over to Charlottesville and Fredericksburg and what's it called? Spratt? No. Friend size there anyway. Stafford. Yeah, and hung out with his family for most of a week there, and got to play his son. Went out and played baseball for the first time, and oh yeah, pinch nerve Bob cracked one over the fence. Yeah, haven't hit a baseball for so long. I always hit softballs, but baseballs I don't hit very often because they go too far and hurt things, including me. But went up to Washington D.C. and tried to see somebody there. It was such a melee, I missed him, but on the train before I got there. And traffic jams, and then went up to Philadelphia, stayed there in this dive that they documented. And went up to New York area, Irvington, New York, which I thought was Irvington, New Jersey. I looked and saw Irvington on the map, and I thought they're so close together. It's like, why would they do that? Confuse people. Anyway, but wound up finally up in Irvington, got some of the best pizza I've ever had at Joey's, I think it was there. Wow. I mean, they give you a box that big with this huge slice with just stuffed with chicken and broccoli for $5.50. It's like a 2 days meal. That place rocks. I'd go back just for the pizza there. But yeah, Parker wants me to come back and make some more stuff. We did about 25 keyboards there in this place. I make sure you watch some of the miracle story one about finding this cord in the dumpster. That was a rare cord we needed, and I went out there and just felt led to go to this one spot, pulled out this bag with a brand new cord, and he just goes, "There is a God." Yep. Anyway, so on up through Connecticut to Cape Cod. Went and saw my friend Robert Sales there, and fantastic collection. And oh yeah, I watched the collection video too in Denver there of George's. So that's a great one. A little interview with him. And then went up to Boston that night to drop off 3 keys I sold, and then went up and stayed in New Hampshire, and came back a little bit, just on the edge of New Hampshire, back to disassemble in Oregon that I got a bunch of parts out of for this guy who had bypass and couldn't lift over 10 pounds, so I turned it into boards for him. And then went on down to Bristol and picked up 3 I bought on eBay, pick up only, 6 months ago. I don't know, it's been a while. And January probably. And went back down to Irvington, or Dobbs Ferry is where I was actually working down there in this cool place. They were shooting a movie there. They had a set trailer and everything. It's a creepy old building. Neat people around there. Guy starts his Harley in the building. And hey Frank, where are you? Frank gave me a cooler on the way back and stuff. Cool guy. Anyway, and then thing to keep stuff in, not a wine cooler. Anyway, yeah. And though he wanted to, I mean, he wanted to give me beer. But I told him I just never have drunk beer, just, you know. But that's cool. And anyway, I went and I went down to see John too, and saw his fantastic collection of them. He's got some big acoustic instruments. He's got a old piano owned by a guy with a steel magnet, I guess, and this thing designed for the Queen, this air organ that sounded awesome. I thought that was the best sounding acoustic instrument I've ever heard. And so then I got the first wreck I've ever gotten in. It was just a scrape, but you know, they don't have any signs for anything, and you're paying all this money. You're just coming into a toll booth, sharp turn, and it had just rained, and I hit this huge bump, and my front tires just slipped a little bit, and I'm like, whoa, and the mirror just, the guy was so close to me, and the mirror skated off the side of his brand new paint job. Anyway, yeah, well, I paid all that insurance money for years, and I finally used a couple thousand of it there. But had it not been for horrible signs that don't tell you where you're going, I hate New York signs. Oregon, I hate their politics, but you got great signs, Oregon. New York, horrible, horrible. They don't even tell you, like Palisade Parkway, there isn't even an entry sign for the freeway. You're wondering, do I get off here, or do I get off here? What, you know, oh, it's just terrible. Anyway, they want you to go into the toll booth. That's what it's all about. After finishing up there, we went back to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Saw my friend there, Christopher, and his family, and worked on a few things for him, and then went up to see where he worked at Sweetwater Sound there. Wow, what a facility! Incredible packing facility there, the automated shipping facility, and a entertainment center where they let me play this soccer game where, you know, you kick a real ball at a wall and try to score goals on a virtual goalie who responds and tries to block your shot. Anyway, yeah, and they just have sensors in there for everything, you know. Starship Enterprise kind of thing. Went up on 30 to Chicago. Traffic mess. Oh, middle of the day. Stopped cold on the freeway. They just can't negotiate anything, and you know, they're out of money, of course, and starting construction jobs they can't finish, probably. In Madison to Minneapolis, where I worked on a keyboard we sold Nick, and had a fantastic time hanging out with him and jamming a little bit and playing basketball with he and his son, and going out to some good food. And yeah, I loved it up there. It's a beautiful place. The mosquitoes just started to come out, and one sucked like half of my blood out, and I'm like, oh man. Says it is the state bird. Yeah, I know. Excuse me. On down to there and across through. Yeah, I went across through there, didn't we? Yeah, through Mitchell and Rapid City and all that stuff. Through Sioux Falls. I saw the famous drug store, Wall Drug. Yeah. Had some pie there. Yeah, I got moderately tourist trapped there. Anyway, went on up to Sheridan again. Hung out with my friend Mick. Went on this fantastic. Oh, the Missouri River was so full. It was just like almost up to the freeway. It was just amazing how high the river was there. I thought it was a reservoir when I came over the hill. I thought it was a wreck area. People shooting boats around there and whatever. Yeah, and then I went on a hike with Mick and saw another river that was just gushing water. Wow, we got a lot of water this year. Going don't we? And then up to Billings and home. And so that's the basic trip synopsis. Okay, Bob Weigel, Sound Doctor, and signing off.